feel like I'm really romanticizing it, but I want to. The main point is that I quit. At the moment, I am just gone. Third attempt. Hi. I've literally had 1, my phone just like nearly died. 2, my phone storage was too high. So you know when you have to go through your phone and delete like every single unnecessary thing you have in your phone? So that's great. Until I have a camera, we are always gonna have this issue. So get ready with me and talk about life. Driving, that's the first thing I'm going to talk about. Driving is going okay, I would say. Like, it's not going awful. I've had 30 hours ish since like last summer. It is what it is, babe. I feel like I'm making loads of like silly little mistakes. I feel like I've been making a lot of mistakes that could kill someone, and I'm like, so they are like little mistakes but like with big impact. Learning how to drive, so can't be too harsh on myself, but I can still tell myself that I'm absolutely stupid for nearly running someone over the other day at a roundabout. Well, not running someone over, crashing, but like even worse. The thing is, what I have with driving is I get really bad anxiety. I get so anxious when driving, and I feel like people need to say more about learning how to drive, but people are like, oh, just learn and you pass and you get there eventually. But like, no one really talks about the anxiety, because when roundabouts are like my absolute anxiety point. Like, that's where I peak with mistakes and like not doing the right thing, like forgetting to indicate, forgetting to do this, forgetting to do that. Whereas when I'm like driving along a road, stop starting, I'm fine. Going down gears, getting to roundabouts, that sort of thing is where I just go, ah. And you know when like there's so much to remember, or like when you do one thing wrong, that just completely fogs your mind and then you forget where you are and what you're doing. So I've had a bit of that recently, where it's just been a bit difficult. At the end of one of my lessons a couple months ago, and said to me, like, you need to stop commenting on your driving, because that's what I was doing and it was getting me absolutely nowhere. Because the more you comment when you're driving, I think for me it was actually worsening my anxiety. Like, I would do a turn and be like, that was fine, or I'd do a turn and be like, that was awful. And really I just needed to get over it and stop. So like, don't feel alone if you have like really bad time driving, because same girl, same. So I don't know when I'll pass. To be fair, mostly that is up to whenever there are free availability for tests, because if you live in the UK as someone who's trying to find a driving test, how are you doing it? Because on the website, like, they open at like 6 AM every day. Who's getting up at 6? I know I could get up at 6 and go straight back to bed, but like, I feel like it's just pointless at this point, because even though people are going on at like 6 in the morning, there's still no availability in the whole of the UK even. I remember like me and my dad looked for the availability for the whole of the UK and there was nothing for about 6 months. So if you can find a cancellation, that would be a dream. But there are apps apparently that you can get, and then when there's a cancellation near you, you can get it. But it's just like, what? Like, who thought it'd be so hard? It's because of lockdown. It's all the backlog, and there's not enough driving like test instructors or testers, whatever you want to call them. There isn't enough like examiners at all, to the point where like I might as well go to a crash course and go pass. If you didn't know, if you saw my video from about a month ago, I did post a video saying that I went for my first ever like proper job interview, which it was. That was not clickbait. That was my first job interview like ever, and it went really well. I got the job, etc. Like, I literally got the job that evening. Like, they offered it to me that day, which I think for my first ever job interview is great. And then I went there and did all my like health and safety stuff, and then like started training. I got the 2 shifts down. I was doing like one job in this shop for 5 hours straight, and it was like draining the fuck out of me. But like the main point is that I quit because it was having an intense physical reaction on my body. It put me in bed. It put me in bed ill for 2 days. Like I could barely move. I don't know why it put me in such agony, because I have chronic fatigue and I've had it for 5 years next month. And it's just like, I was gobsmacked. I was like, damn, I did not think like a physical job could like put me in. It was retail, so I don't really know how my body's going to cope in the future. This is what I need to get through to the hospital and get to rheumatology, but it just takes forever. If you like get hospital appointments often and stuff, you know that the hospital and the NHS can be so bad with their appointments and stuff like that. Like honestly, it's tragic. It really is. Like I cannot get an appointment, and it said it was like 9 out of 10 people get an appointment within 8 months or like 32 weeks, and I was like, babe, honestly I don't really want to wait that long, but you kind of have to. Like you don't really have a choice. Sorry, you're not meant to be falling there. Anyways, that's where I'm at in life. I feel like recently, you know, when you have like a bit of a weird, I had a bit of a weird phase with like my body confidence and my face and just feeling shite, right? And for some reason, like now I can barely recognise myself. Like I looked in the mirror like this morning and last night, and I'm looking at myself and I'm like, that don't look like me. I know that sounds really weird to say, but I was looking at myself and I was like, I look different. And I don't know if that's just a universal thing or just me, but yeah, I was like, I actually look quite different. I don't know if it's because I've been like seeing myself so negatively recently, and then out of nowhere I'm like, well, this is what you actually look like. I don't know, but yeah, been having a bit of a negative perception on myself recently, and it's not great, is it? A few videos ago of meeting my brother, he's so cute. Everything's gone well so far. Like something's gonna happen. Nothing's happened, don't worry. Yeah, my Pepsi Max in the background. But yeah, everything's gone really well so far. Adjusting to having 4 siblings though is a bit manic. Like the house is definitely like what you would call a madhouse, because obviously when there's 5 different kids, 5 different lives, 3 of which are in secondary, 2 of which are infants, it's quite all over the place. Like you never know what to expect. You take it day by day, babe. When you're in a family of 7, not including the 2 cats and the 2 rabbits, but it's like, I feel like there's a new situation every day at the moment, and it's just manic. In terms of relationships, me and my boyfriend have got about 2 years coming up, so we're going to be going, I say coming up, it's in a few months, so we're going to be going away for that, and it's like going to be our like first ever getaway, which I think is really cute, because we haven't really had that yet. The only kind of like us time we've really had is like in my room, like our little sleepovers. But yeah, it'd be really nice to just stay somewhere, and it's like an Airbnb, so we'll have like a little hot tub, and it'll be really cute. It's for the weekend, so I'm so excited to just like relax for the weekend. Like imagine having a hot tub. I feel like you can just wake up in the morning and we could like make breakfast. I feel like I'm really romanticizing it, but I want to, and when we get to it I want to film it, and I want to make a vlog and make it like all romantic, you know? So the lighting is just going to get tragically worse as I talk for the next like however, because it's 3 o'clock. I actually think it's closer to 4. It could be beyond 4, who knows? But yeah, my relationship's been obviously had its up and downs. I love the man to bits. I know that I'm going to be with this man for the rest of my life, and I know you're watching this, so you are going to be with me rest of my life. And I think it's good when you go through things, when you come out of things with your partner. I think it's so like rewarding, because then you can sit there and you could go, I genuinely could get through anything with this guy. And I think like I've got to the point, obviously I got to this point a while ago, but obviously I'm just explaining it. I've gotten to the point where with my boyfriend, I've literally just, I know I am 100% committed to this man for the rest of my life. There is no ifs, buts, hows, whats, whys. I'm 100% committed. Talking about commitment, New Year's resolutions, I've not made any. Obviously I did my ins and outs for 2024. It is now the 15th of January and I don't think I've made one actual resolution though for this year. I think one thing I do want to stay dedicated to is this, but I don't really know what else. What else do I want to do with my life this year? But what I've been seeing everyone do is they're making month by month resolutions. So I don't know if like at the end of every month or every couple months I say what I've kind of like achieved. Or sorry, my phone is out of storage, so I'm just gonna have to wrap this up. But yeah, I think if I make videos on how I'm progressing on YouTube, and hopefully it will just, like, I can see the progress going back, and I think that's quite rewarding. I feel like this is the main thing that I want to focus on this year, because it's like a personal thing to me. And obviously getting into like a degree, finishing my A-levels, and this are all things that are like the major things this year, and maybe moving out. But they are the big things that are in for this year. Possibly starting the process of moving out, getting into my degree, getting out of my A-levels and my YouTube, and obviously Jake. Make sure that I'm doing the most in the relationship, not doing more than I should be, but you know what I mean, doing what I should be doing and doing my part as good as I can, and obviously trying to work on myself. But honestly, I can't say that I can be dedicated to work on myself. I can only hope that I end up doing that. But I honestly, most of the time I have things going on in my life where I just like forget, and I'm on my way with the fairies, right? I react to things like, you could tell me your name died and I'll be like, oh my God. At the moment, I am just gone. I hope this helped anyone, like talking about driving, talking about body confidence and stuff like that. So yeah, and thank you for watching.